I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So, the major keys to victory for the Alabama Crimson Tide football team versus LSU. Well, we know once again this is another rivalry. SEC rivalry, different division, same conference, though, correct? We know these games could be tough or these games could be blowouts. Last year, we seen what happened. Even when Bama had incompetent coaching and play calling at times, we seen how Bama dominated LSU, correct? Now, I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and act like that I care that their head coach was fired, that they're being led by interim head coach. It may be chaos, some turmoil in LSU. LSU, as far as a football team, may be in a bad state, correct? Right? But at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. Bama must come locked in, prepared to play Bama football for 4 quarters. This is another week, another game you must win, another mission, task at hand you must complete. Correct? Heavy. Bama has had some big wins, some great wins, huh? But at the end of the day, they have done nothing yet. I repeat, nothing yet in the sense of the main goal, huh? The ultimate goal, huh? Setting the standard. What is the main goal? Playoff, national, playoff, natty. You hear me? Let's not sit here and forget and act like Bama has took or elevated or taken the next step. Now, they've had some big wins, toughest schedule in the nation. You give them that. I stand on that 10 toes down. You hear me, dog? Period. Bottom line. But at the end of the day, them boys got a lot more to do. This is a game could potentially be a trap game. Now, I expect total domination. We understand, we know as Bama fans, dog, how he is off of a bye week, how prepared and locked in his teams are off of bye weeks, even in Washington round yonder, huh? You hear me, dog? After that bye week, when Kalen DeBoer can cook up, when he can really cook up, huh? Him and Ryan Grubb on top of that dynamic duo. You hear me, dog? Straight up. No cap. So I expect domination. I expect great elevation. I expect it was great preparation for them LSU boys round yonder. Respect to Louisiana. Respect to the boot. But tonight, Alabama finna give LSU the boot. You hear me, dog? Straight up. No way around it. I'm expecting total domination. I'm expecting a standard to be met. You know, I'm going to get into more dumb Bama news on Drake, Kurt, Kilpatrick. This is what I mean. I'm going to get a little side note in, but when you're on a bye week, how you must stay locked in. Now, Drake, Kurt Kilpatrick allegedly got into some trouble, but I'm going to get to that later. Let's finish these major keys, huh? So, boom, major keys. First off, every week, week in, week out. I don't care if we're talking about versus LSU, right? I don't care if we're talking about Auburn. I don't care if we're talking about the college football playoff. Bottom line is your trenches must get going. Your trenches, you must win the battle in the trenches, baby. You hear me? The trenches, right? No matter what level, where games are won, huh? Where games are won, period. At every level, high school, middle school, Pop Warner, college, NFL, period, man. No way around it. Heavy. Now, we've seen how the Bama trenches has performed as far as the O-line. The O-line hasn't been bad. They're progressing. They perform better the last game, but we need more. We need more specifically, right, in the run game. Right now, that's the biggest major concern, huh? The run game. Can Bama get a run game? And not just late in the third, fourth quarter. Can we get a consistent run game, huh? You hear me? Can we get a consistent, right, push, especially from the right side of the line on the right side of the ball? That is imperative that we get it together. Now, hopefully, they put a game plan together, got them boys to go along with the program, got them boys locked in. But at the end of the day, especially playoff time, and we talking SEC championship, huh? You hear me? We talking about the game versus Auburn, you know? Them boys got to be locked in. We need better performance in the run game, period. I need to see more. I need to see more, right? No evading it, dog. You know, if Bama wants to get to the promised land, have a chance at really winning the natty, you hear me? Teams, they're already too fast for teams, bottom line. You look at any team in the Big Ten, huh? Even the SEC, damn near, right? Yeah, can't nobody really run with Bama. Now, as far as size, trenches, it's a few teams that can bang with them and hang with them. you know? So Bama, defensive side of the ball, I'm excited about them. I love the direction, the trajectory they are on. Heavy. Them boys get stronger about a week. Stronger about a week. I repeat, huh? You hear me? So I'm feeling real good about the trenches on the defensive side of the ball. But the O line, we need more, baby. We need a better performance. And I wanted to start tonight in that run game, huh? With that run game. No excuses, baby. You hear me? Now Ryan Grubb, he loves to be aggressive. He loves to attack. I dig it. I get it. I'm here for it. I want some more of motherfucking it. But at the end of the day, Ryan Grubb, a lot of it goes on play calling. He has to get his team in a rhythm. And when they do get in the rhythm, running the ball, he got to keep it going, right? He got to keep the damn pressure on. We seen Ryan Grubb get very aggressive, very aggressive. Like I say, I got no problem with it, huh? You hear me? Bama can win playing overly aggressive ball. But why not win banging a team up, huh? Why not win being physical, breaking their will, taking their soul, huh? You hear me, dog? That's what it's about right there. Playoff time, especially, man. Be able to run around the team. Not only that, but be able to bang a team, dominate a team, huh? Run that ball, right? Tote that tater, bruise them up, leave them black and blue, beat them up, bang them up, huh? Heavy, dog. No way around it, man. Real championship football. Shit, huh? That's the Bama standard anyway, right? I want them to maul them boys from the first to the fourth quarter. So I want more physicality, especially from the right side of that old line. Yeah, baby, let's start now. Yeah. As far as the weakest point, weakest link of the team on the team is the old line. Heavy. Yeah. Now, like I say, don't forget they've been performing better. The last 2 weeks, we've seen them grow and grow, get the run game going, even if it may have been late. They still start to run the ball, and at the end of the game, fourth quarter, third quarter, you hear me? That's when it matters most. Yeah, break a team down, bang a team up, heavy. That's football, you know? Now, it's good that Bama has the luxury to throw the ball downfield. It's a benefit that they have receivers, the best receiving core in the nation. You hear me, though? Ryan Williams, we need him to step up. We need more from him at the end of the day. But I believe when this team and this offense is clicking and hitting on all cylinders, yeah, we got the best receiving core, best receiving room in the nation. Period, man. Heavy. So it's good we can be explosive. It's good Ryan Grubb can dial it up. He can be aggressive at any time of the game. But we need to know for sure we can get in a single back formation, right? I formation, like we've seen from the Bamas of old, right? And bang that ball, run that tater, tote that tater. Yay. Leave no questions, no debating. You hear me? You have to be able to make a team fatigue, break them down, even thinking ahead to the SEC championship, presuming that we play A&M. A&M has a great front, especially on the exterior. That number 9, he gonna shine. It's gonna be a great matchup, a great duel between him and Caden Proctor. But that's in the future. Bama has to stay focused on the what? Task at hand, baby. In the moment. You hear me? Live in the moment. Be in the moment. Heavy, man. Period, dog. Huh? Bottom line, baby. You hear me? Huh? It's what it is, dog. Big skull head. Roll tide full of pride. Set the standard. So major key, boom, that's what it is, man. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know too much about LSU. I know there ain't no damn way they should beat Bama. Not the turmoil their organization, their college football team is in, the situation they're in. Hell to the no, especially not at home. You hear me, with the interim head coach. If in all reality, if I'm being real, keeping it 1,000, huh? You hear me? I'm expecting a blowout. I'm expecting, like I said earlier, pure domination. But before I get into that, let's just get into some of LSU stats and really break them down and break it down. Heavy, dog. That's all I'm saying, though. Like at the end of the day, man, we need more, right? That's all I'm saying, baby. You hear me? Let me see what they're good at, what they're bad at. Let me see, man. For real, though. But at the end of the day, it's time for Bama to bang. I don't care what they're good or bad at. I don't care. Now, I assume it being LSU, they still have their solid quarterback, right? Heavy. Their quarterback is solid. One of the best, some may say, in college football. So I'm sure they will try to attack Bama's secondary, right? Heavy. Yeah. Do they even speak on college football on this website? Oh, yeah, here we go. You know, let's see though. LSU, Bama. Oh, great win, break Indiana early. Like I say, I'm more worried about, I think, a quarterback, a dual threat quarterback who can really run. I'm not too much worried about a pocket passer versus the Bama defense. I'm more worried about a quarterback who can run, who's a dog with that ball in his hands. You hear me? I.e., the quarterback from Florida State, right? Pavia, who said something. Texas A&M potentially in their future SEC championship, correct? Right? This guy here, oh, don't get me wrong, respect him as a quarterback, great pocket passer, but I'm not too much worried about him going up against the speed of Alabama's defense, man. At the end of the day, I'm not too much worried about it round yonder, huh? Heavy, man. I'm just being real with you, right, dog? Heavy, man. For real, though. Let's click. Here we go. LSU Bama, 7:30. Y'all ready? Make sure you tune in for the live. Come rock and roll with Big Skull. Let's get into their offensive stats. LSU. Now, 95th, as many college teams as it is, I'm not sure how they break the college team stats down, how they rank them, which teams they choose, right? But there's so many damn college teams. You hear me? 95th is probably a good ranking. So let's not underestimate or be deceived by the numbers at this moment. So LSU, yards per game, 355, which is solid. Passing yards, 233. Rushing yards, 106. So they're more of a passing team like I expected. So I expect them to try to throw the ball downfield, right? Get the ball downfield against Bama secondary. That's where pressure being applied will come in play. One pet peeve about the defensive side of the ball right now, if I had to pick and choose one, right, huh? You hear me, dog? Tune in, understand me, dog. Listen to me clearly, pay attention, right? I would say the pass rush, pressure. We need more pressure on a consistent basis. If I'm talking just one little pet peeve, like I say, the defense as a whole has grown a lot. Oh, man, so much better, so much more improved, right? Week in, week out, they perform. Week in, week out, they become better, man. You hear me, dog? Respect that and respect to Kane Wall-Mack. Even though I think the players are still out of position. He's in the wrong defense with the personnel he has. That shows you how he's coming around with his coaching skills, right? Putting his players in the best position, but it also shows you ultimately how great of a personnel he has up front on that D line, not just the D line, right? Linebackers, cornerback, safeties, boom. The room is loaded. The defense is loaded. You hear me? Period. So continue to ball. But just if anything, apply more pressure early and often on more of a consistent basis, right? Heavy, bro. That's what I'm saying there. Rushing yards, like I say, 106. So I expect them to attack in the air, but expect the unexpected if you're Alabama tonight, right? Period, dog. Hands down, man down, right? Expect them to attack you. They probably will try to get their run game going. So nothing's off the table. Nothing is off the table. You hear me? Bama cannot take this team lightly. Can't sleep on them. I don't care about their coaching situation. None of that. Nothing, dog. For real. They need to prepare like they're going up against a high caliber, LSU team, man. Heavy every week. I don't care who you playing, right? I don't care if you playing the Citadel. You prepare every week the same. Period, man. Domination. Prepare for domination. You hear me? Points per game, 25.3, ranked 83rd. Third down percentage, 39.0, ranked 178th. Damn, Bama has been outstanding on third down, ranked 49.6, ranked 17th in college football. You hear me, dog? Yeah. No doubt, bro. Let's get it, man. You hear me? Heavy, man. Let's go, bro. For real. Yeah, it's going down. Let's look at their defensive stats. Let's get to the defensive side of the ball now. Mm-hmm. Yards per game, 325.9, ranked 36. So it looks like their defensive side of the ball is their strong point of the team. So the Vikings offense is going to have to perform at a high level. They cannot sleep on this team. Ryan Grubb has to be locked in. Ty Simpson got to be locked in. Kalen DeBoer, everybody. You hear me? Yeah, heavy. From the rankings, their defense is the strongest point of their team. Passing yards allowed a game, 175. Rushing yards allowed a game, 134, ranked 51st. Points per game, only giving up 18.9 points per game, which is not bad. You hear me? Ranked 22nd, man, amongst all college teams. Third down percentage, third downs given up 37.0. So Bama offense got to get going early. Can't be a slow start, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We got to get it going, man. We got to get it going. You hear me? Locked in, bro. Locked in. And I expect nothing less than that. I expect Bama, them boys, to be ready. I expect them coaches to be ready. Right? Yeah, man. Biggest thing, don't sleep on this team, man. Bama cannot afford to come in sleeping and thinking it's going to be a cakewalk and thinking it's going to be light work. Nuh-uh, man. Get it going. Zone in. Bring your A game. Play Bama football. Approach this with total domination on your mind. Yeah. Straight up. So those are the major keys to victory, man. Period. Only Bama can beat themselves. If Bama sets the standard, plays up to the standard, week in, week out, the only team that can beat Bama is themselves. Yeah, I said it clear, evidently clear, man. Understand me. Period, man. I stand on that heavy, bro. 10 toes down. You hear me? Straight up. Let's get it. Roll Tide, full of pride. Win, lose, or draw, but let's go win. Yay. Now we got some player news to get into, allegedly over the bye week, like I always say, during the bye week, man, stay locked in even on the bye week. We've seen players get in trouble, players even pass away, players go back to their hometown, NFL, college, both levels. Bama players get into trouble, right, with the law, et cetera, man. Heavy, bro. That's why the bye week, you got to stay locked in. You got to stay determined. You got to stay locked in your books, in the workout program, right? In everything, mentally, bro. Mentally. Yeah, you hear me? One bad move can ruin everything, can take away everything from a player. Now this is a situation I heard. Rumors, news is they kind of tried to keep this on a hush mode, right, dog? On a hush mode, right, dog? Heavy, you hear me? But it's gonna come out. I mean, come on now. You're on a bye week. It's Bama. Everybody gonna get wind of it, and once they do, it is what it is. Yeah. But Drake Kirk Kilpatrick, I'm gonna get into the article in a minute and break it down. In some trouble, allegedly. Now, I tell you, drugs, the liquor, the partying, the bitches, the homeboys, some family members, you got to be very careful who you around and who they have around them, who's around you. Heavy, bro, especially if you're an Alabama football player. Huh? Some people gonna hate on you. Hate on the fact that you play for Bama, bro. Hate on the fact that you can possibly make it out. Hate on the fact, you hear me? That you can make it to the NFL pro level. Hate on the fact that you balling, you performing, on Saturdays, man. That you shining, man. You hear me? Yeah. Period, man. A lot of these dudes got a lot of haters around them, I'm sure. But they don't know it. Because they caught up in a moment, some of them. Drake Kilpatrick, prime example. You hear me? Focus, man. Focus, man. The task at hand, man. All the other dumb shit gonna be there, man. But one move, one wrong mistake, you hear me? Being in one bad situation can ruin everything for a player, bro. Let's get into it, bro. See what we can find and see about it. You must stay aware when you're in that certain position, right? You must stay aware. Period. See, we got on this, man. Arrested and suspended, bro. Arrested and suspended, man. That's what I'm talking about here, bro. So I'm talking about right here, dog. For real, you know? Right here.
How often do you think about your poop? Now, some people.
I'm talking about right here, man, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Monday. Hope all of you having a great start to your week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man.
Now this dude is who this dude is. Matt Be the Great. So I guess he, you know, popped out with a story as well. You hear me? See what's going on here, though, man. You know?
You see the picture right here. I've had a bunch of you guys blow me up about this, rightfully so. An Alabama football player has been arrested, but not only that, suspended from the football team. So he got the 2-for-1 special. This happened last night.
See what I mean, man? Prime position. Prime example right here. Suspended, bruh. Career over. Suspended. Well, you know, is it indefinitely? We don't know, but suspended in any form, any fashion. You hear me? He wasn't a starter, but he got rep, right? You know, he got some tick. He was getting playing time. Now he's one of the guys, a sure tackler, very aggressive. You can tell he's a physical. He will be a physical safety for this Bama team. But if you can't stay out of trouble, dog, it don't matter. You hear me? It's just chatter, heavy.
Kalen DeBoer spoke on it this morning. We'll get to all that in just a second. At first glance, when I first saw this, I was like, do I really want to make a video on this? And I sometimes question myself while you guys were blowing me up on Twitter, wanting my thoughts, opinions, and analysis on this, because you know what I'm going to say. You know. And hey, maybe that's the reason you want to hear me talk about it, because you want to hear me go on a rant and tangent. I'm going to let you know it's going to happen. I'm going to give you the details to it, but outside of that, my philosophy on these situations in life, it hasn't changed, and it never will. Before we go any farther, let me give you some context to the situation. This young man, this individual you're looking at right here, goes by the name of Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. That name should ring a bell for some Bama fans, because if you're anything like myself, you watch his dad play at Alabama. You see, when I was growing up, when I was around, I wouldn't say a kid, but when I was I guess you could call it a kid, a teenager, you get the point. When I was in middle school and high school, I love Dre Kirkpatrick. I guess we'll call him Senior. One of the better defensive backs under Nick Saban. Well, unfortunately, this is his son, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. You want to know what he got arrested for? Something beyond stupid. Not one, not two, but 3 counts of reckless endangerment, 1 count of attempting to elude and speeding, according to the jail records. I read that off word for word. He got released about as quickly as he got booked. It was 1 hour after on a $1,500 bond. But that is besides the point. The point is 3 counts of reckless endangerment, and you tried to...
Let's get to this one here. Read it myself, man. But right there, man, like you're out there driving crazy. Was he under the influence? Come on, man. Stupid shit. That's what I mean, bro. Taking the position he's in for granted. That could have easily turned into a situation where he could have lost his life, right? Correct? You know what I mean, bro? You see how they did the boy? Rest in peace. Lacey, man. You hear me? Did him dirty, dog. But that could have been a similar situation. He could have hurt somebody, hurt himself. That's what I mean. Lock in. Forget the dumb shit. Lock in. You hear me, dog? Period. He out there want to joyride, want to party, etc., etc. You hear me? Somebody need to get in his chest, right? Get in his ear. Hey, bro, tighten up. This ain't the way. No, focus, bro. You got a lot you playing for. You can be great. What is you doing, homie? You hear me? See, problem is, a lot of these dudes got yes man around them, right? Dudes who just want to be around to ride they nuts, dog. Be a part of the ride. Be on the roller coaster. They don't care if he crash. They might be happy, some of them, if he crash, if he fade away. You hear me? That's how I go, man. That's how the cookie crumble sometime, right? You hear me? But he need to zone in, you know? He need to lock in, dog, for real. Alabama defensive back Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., son of former NFL player, suspended after reckless driving incident. The Crimson Tide player, whose father is former Cincinnati Bengals cornerback Dre Kirkpatrick, we all remember and know him, was arrested and accused of speeding away from police, officials said. You hear me, dog? Heavy. The University of Alabama suspended defensive back Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., the namesake son of a former NFL first-round pick and Crimson Tide alum, after he was arrested and accused of speeding away from police, officials said Monday. The younger Kirkpatrick, 19, of Gaston, Alabama, was driving a white Mercedes sedan at a high rate of speed and continuing to accelerate without regarding to heavy vehicle and pedestrian traffic on University Boulevard at about 2:44 Saturday a.m. University police officer Christopher Fruech wrote in a complaint. See, he's doing too much, bro. He's wilding out. 2 in the morning, your ass should be at home, sleep somewhere. He out in the streets, probably just came from a party, you know? So overall, bad situation, bro. Thankfully, he made it there safe. He got out safe. You hear me? No one was hurt. No one was injured, right, dog? So that's a plus. But at the end of the day, bad move, bad look for him. 2 in the morning, take your ass to bed, bro. Get you something to eat or something. Get you a late night snack, bro, and get in that bed, bro. You know? Yeah. Oh, and you ain't got to read no more, man. That's pretty much it, man. Seen enough, heard enough. We know what it is. We know what it comes down to. Bad decision. So with this being said, he's suspended. Who knows for how long, but he needs to lock in. Hopefully he learns from this situation. Some may say, oh, he's only 19. So what? He know right from wrong. He know he shouldn't be out there riding and joyriding, right, dog? You hear me? Period, dog. But I understand he's a BAMA player. Some ego probably has set in, right? So certain levels of confidence have probably set in, right? Especially if he was under the influence, right? He probably felt like he was a little bit invincible, untouchable, dog. But guess what? Even a BAMA player can go to jail. You hear me? Heavy, dog. Even a BAMA player can be touched, dog. You hear me? So Kirkpatrick needs to learn from this mistake and zone in from it. And we're going to see. We're going to see what he really about. Do we really care? Heavy, you know? Some say, oh, he probably going to hit the portal. So what? Let him get up out of there. He don't want to be there. Let him go. He going to find out. He going to see the grass is not greener on the other side. And wherever you go, whether we talking that football college realm, right? Or we talking a regular civilian world realm. No matter where you go, who you are, you take yourself with you. You take yourself with you, you know? Whether it's a different school, a different state, a different country, boom, whatever it is, a different house, whatever, dog. A different relationship, whatever, dog. You take yourself with you. You hear me? You got to change. You got to grow at the end of the day, right? Yeah. So that's my take on it. Stupid, stupidity, inexcusable. Yeah, like that. Huh? And it is what it is. Hopefully he bounces back and learns and grows from it. Fire them comments up. You know what it is, dog. Yeah. As far as the game, Bama set the tone, set the standard, elevate. A whole new week, a whole new season off the bat once again. Period. Go dominate, man. Big skull here. Roll Tide full of pride. Win, lose, or draw. Yeah. Roll Tide.